For today's video, I wanted to talk about how to maximize your Mualani damage for the current Stygian onslaught. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Starting with Xilonen, while the other two spots are mostly customizable, the Xilonen spot is almost definitely a must-have, so we will be going on with the assumption that you already have Xilonen as a character. Xilonen herself is very easy to play, but issue arises when you accidentally pick up the shard with Xilonen instead of your archaic Petra character. This can be easily avoided by positioning Xilonen depending on where the turtle is facing. After running some tests, this is the conclusion that I came to was the best locations to hit the enemy target from without picking up the shard with Xilonen. One thing you can do if you are already in front of the turtle, then you can use the skill to dash through the turtle and then auto-attack with Xilonen. Keep in mind that attacking the turtle while it's moving always counts as attacking it from the front, so the only way to dodge it is to dash between the two attacks from Xilonen. Unfortunately, I do not have the skills to actualize that, so you will probably have to check out someone else's video to see how they do that. The next slot is probably gonna be filled in by an Anemo character. Her best option is Sucrose, mostly because of the massive elementary mastery buff that Sucrose can apply. Remember that you have a very little margin of time before the Hydro Aura disappears after Xilonen skills. So one recommendation if you are using Sucrose is to auto-attack once before using her skill. This will ensure that you will definitely swirl the Hydro Aura because the skill takes like a split second longer before it actually collides. Now, moving on to the next slot, the best option would obviously be Mavuika. However, she will probably be used on the first boss, so you will probably be stuck with having to use another Pyro Applicator so that you can wave with Mualani. This will leave you with mostly just three other options. Either Hutao, which is actually really good. After trying it, I thought that it was a lot better than using the Pyro MC or Sending, and she actually increases your crit rate by 12%. Her buff is mostly going to be useless if you have more than 90% crit rate, but if you have less than 90% crit rate, her buff is actually going to be really, really useful. In my case, I'm using Hutao because, well, you will see my build later. The next option is going to be Aether, I think, and he is going to increase your damage bonus by 15%. This is probably the best buff if you already have 100% crit rate. Otherwise, you can use Xianling or Dehya, but both of them will not provide you with any buffs. Also, like, and one thing about Aether, Xianling, and Dehya, Aether can actually miss the Pyro application while the turtle is moving, or maybe it's just on my device, I don't know. And Xianling and Dehya, if the turtle moves away from their range, they will no longer apply Pyro. So they do have their own downsides. However, for Xianling and Dehya, you can try to hack the wall so that the turtle will not run away from you. Also, unless you're using Mavuika, remember to equip your Pyro character with Archaic Petra and pick up the Hydro Shard that Xilonen will be creating. With Hutao, it's going to be a lot easier than with either Xianling or Dehya because you can just dash through the enemy and pick up the shard like that. All that being said, here is my best fearless run using C0 Mualani.